Hi fam, welcome back again to my channel. If you are new here, thank you so much for tuning in. I'm Intentional Favor, and on this channel I film videos on faith, lifestyle, studying abroad, living abroad, social work, and so many good stuffs in between. So please consider joining the family by clicking on the subscribe button. And to all my amazing returning subscribers, I love you guys so much. Thank you for always coming back to watch my videos. So today's video, as you've seen the title, is on essay writing, academic essay writing. This is actually like a series. I've released the first video where I gave basic general tips when it comes to essay writing, things that will help you. That video was very detailed. Yeah, it's long, but I don't regret making it so long, and I've seen people testify how that video has actually helped them with their essay writing, understanding what is expected of them. So in case you've not seen that video, I will encourage you to check the description box. I'll leave the link in the description box. That video will actually kind of give you an explanation or an introduction to what essay writing, academic essay writing is, how to go about it, paragraph, topic, sentence, a lot of things really. And the good thing about that video is that I took my time to give example from one of my essays, the best essay I wrote while I was on campus. So if you've not seen that video, I'll just advise that you check it out. So in today's video, we'll be talking about critical analysis in essay writing. If you are a student, whether an international student or a home student, if you are studying at any level, and of course your program involves you writing essays, one thing that is expected of you when you are writing your essay is to be critical. Yes, make critical analysis. Now, the opposite of critical analysis is more like descriptive essay writing, if that makes sense. So some people, what they usually do when they write their essays, or one of the things that will make you not have a high score when you write an essay that you will think that you did so good, you did your research and you did everything right, one of the reasons why you will not have a very high score is because of this concept, critical analysis. Many times students make the mistake of making their essays to be more descriptive. So descriptive in the sense that you write about this, you quote this, you bring this idea, you bring this school of thought, you do this, and that's all you are doing. You are only being descriptive when you are writing that essay. But for you to have a high score, okay, for you to have an A or a distinction in your essay, one thing that you require is critical analysis. And that's why in this video, I'm going to be telling you guys in simple terms or in simple words what critical analysis is all about. When people hear critical analysis, they tend to freak out because they think that critical analysis is a very hard nut to crack. Well, thank God you are watching this video because I'm going to make it so simple for you to understand what critical analysis is. And as always, I'm going to give you guys examples of how you can actually incorporate critical analysis in your essay writing, or how you can write critically when you are writing your essay. So what is critical analysis? So when you want to write critically, in a simple term, what it means is you bring an opinion. Of course, when you are writing essays, you are meant to do your research probably on a topic that you are given and hear what people, authors, researchers, what they've already done, okay? And then you bring that school of thought, which many times are usually descriptive and people just leave it like that. So when you want to incorporate critical writing or critical analysis in your essay writing, you bring the opinion of a school of thought, or maybe let's use school of thought, like a school of thought of A, okay? You bring it, then what is the contradicting or opposing school of thought? So that one will be school of thought B or opinion B. So you also bring that to light. So A is saying that this thing is good. Of course, you tell us what A is saying about this being good. Then you also bring B's opinion and say B on its own actually said, or however, B did this, B said this, that this thing is actually bad. Now you've given us two opinions. Critical analysis is bring them together. Now analyze it, okay? It's more like you trying to give suggestions of how actually the point that A made is actually good, or the point that B made is actually good, or bringing out the good sides of what point B is making and bringing out the good sides of what A is saying, bring them together. That is critical analysis. So critical analysis, for example, as I've explained, is saying that A said that, I'm just going to use an imaginary example, okay? A said that eating fruit every day is good for your health. However, or on the other hand, B said that eating fruit every day is not good for your health. However, now your critical analysis, bringing it together, is now you saying that it could be suggested that whilst eating fruits every day might help improve your health or might be good for your health, excessive eating of it could actually result in some damages to your health. So you've married the two school of thoughts. You've brought out or kind of created a balance between them. You acknowledge that what A is saying is right. You acknowledge that what B is saying is not totally wrong, is also right. However, there is a way to actually look at it. That is you looking at it critically. What is A actually saying? And when you have this mindset, what that will make you do when you are writing your essays is to do what? Research. Hear a particular opinion that this is good. Eating fruit every day is good for your health. Go and look for authors or researchers that have actually proved this point. Make all their points known. That's more like you being descriptive. You are trying to describe it to defend that school of thought that eating fruit every day is good for your health. Now, you also think about bring into consideration, you are not just only one-sided, okay? You also bring an opposing view to say that some school of thought are of the opinion that when you eat too much fruit, it's not good for your health. You also go and gather evidence, okay? Go and gather researches that have been completed to prove that when you eat fruit every day, it's actually not good for your health. You bring them together, describe them, pull out what they are saying, the points they made. Your analysis, critical analysis, is now bringing them out, looking at it critically. So what are the good sides of A? What are the good sides of B? And also talk about it. And when you are doing that, you might also find out that there are some researches that have actually proven that. So that's a way to view critical analysis. And if you see it this way, you understand that critical analysis is not a hard nut to crack. I also want to give you guys a hint or give you guys a clue, of how to look at critical analysis or how you can incorporate critical analysis in your essays, okay? And that example is this, looking at years of research, So maybe you are trying to prove a point, like we are using the previous example, eating fruit every day is good and eating fruit every day is not good for your health, We are looking at that. Now, one of the ways that you can actually critically analyze this school of thoughts is by looking at the years of the research. So if you are defending something, in a bid to defend it, you go and look for articles that said some things about that. It's also good that you look at the years of the research, okay? There's something called like recent research. So we are in 2023. For instance, you find out there are so many researches that you have seen. They are mostly done in 2015 even. And then there is a more recent research that was conducted last year that you saw that actually it was saying some things, probably siding your first school of thought or the second one, but it's just about you looking at year of research, okay? What previous researches said and what recent researches said. You can agree with me that sometimes on a particular concept, with time, things change. So something that was held like an opinion or a belief that was held like in high esteem some years ago, you will agree with me that with more research, so many scientific discoveries or so many things evolving, you find out that all those things might have changed. Mental health, for instance, the way mental health is now, how rampant mental health is now in the world is not as it were 10 years ago. You will agree with me. So this is actually one thing to look at in your essay. Years of research. What did previous researches tell us? What are current or present research or researches telling us now? So you can actually use that way to critically analyze a subject that actually from your findings, that's why you do a lot of research when you are writing your essays, especially at level 7. You are doing your master's, so much is expected of you when it comes to critical analysis in your essay writing. So you can use this clue about difference in the years of research, okay, to actually critically analyze things. And I'm going to give you guys an interesting example I saw while I was preparing for this video. I just randomly selected one of my essays and to just read out a part, and I saw this and I felt I should share it with you guys. Okay, in this essay, of course, you guys will not understand it because it's a social work essay, okay, and of course you might not have even, I don't know, maybe you don't even know what I'm talking about, but I'm just going to tell you guys that I was arguing, okay, about something in respect to a group of people, a group of adults, older adults. So I was actually looking at several researches, like I did mention earlier, the years they were published, the early researches, what they have to say on the topic I wrote on. Now, when I finish discussing all of that, I just want to give you guys like a line of my critical analysis, how you can incorporate the difference or the time when a research or a research was done, or a time when an opinion or whatever is held, comparing it now. So I have a line here in my essay, and I said, it could be argued. Okay, I don't want to go through because in my first video on essay writing, I explained everything about how you can introduce your critical analysis, how you can end a discussion on a particular sentence. Okay, so I'm not going to go through that now. But look at what I wrote here. It could be argued that since the time the above early studies were conducted, outcomes for older people might have improved. So this is me now saying, okay, I'm looking at a point and I saw so many researches that have been done to prove a certain point. Now, I have talked about that, but then I want to critically analyze this. And I'm now saying that it could be argued that actually from the time those researches, based on the point I was making in this essay, if you compare, like if you look at the time when the studies were done, you can argue, that's critical analysis. It could be argued, I explained all of this in that first video, it could be argued that that time, okay, when those researches were conducted, it could be argued that a lot of things have changed. It could be argued that outcomes for older people have actually improved, because the previous researches, like I was talking about in this essay, they were saying that outcomes for older people, no, we are not good. So I was talking about personal budgets, something called personal budget here in social care. So I was saying that personal budget, those researchers were saying that it did not improve outcome for older people. Yeah. So, but then during my essay writing, I gathered information and I saw that some other authors were actually saying that it has improved outcome. Okay, and then how do I introduce this? I just said that you can argue this. That's critical analysis. You can actually argue that the time when this thing was done, you can argue that it has changed and things might have gotten better. So that's my topic sentence, if you remember the last video. Then I now said the findings of these studies, according to Nitten et al. 2012, are based on very early outcome measures, because personal budgets had only been introduced for a short time. So those school of thought, everything they were saying, I'm here arguing and critically analyzing it, that they did it too early. When you introduce something newly, okay, the impact, trying to first few years will not be as much as later. And then I now went on to look at recent researches that have been done. And of course, I also looked for authors that are in agreement to this. Yeah, that have said that all these things, they are old, and I quoted them and all of that and everything, but I'm here criticizing that one. That is critical analysis, and I hope this helps. So before I end this video, I want to read out a paragraph in my essay where you can actually see, critical analysis, like I earlier explained. A said that eating fruit every day is good for your health. B said that eating fruit every day is not good for your health. And then you put them together, criticize them, and come to a neutral point, either pointing out the advantages of this one and its disadvantages, and pointing out the advantages of the other one and its disadvantages. I'm going to just read a paragraph, and I believe that paragraph will summarize everything I've said, and I'll bring this video to an end. So what I said is, on the one hand, that's more like saying, for A, like a point, there is a point on this. On the one hand, Several claims have been made by the advocates of personal budgets and direct payments about their impacts. Some of these include that personal budgets and direct payments to prioritize the person that needs support. I will quote where I got that from. Yeah. So I read so many advantages, like people that are in support of personal budget. I read so many things they listed as the advantages of personal budgets and direct payments. Then that's part A. Then on the part B, I said, on the other hand, this is actually a way to, you can always talk about critical analysis. On the one hand, you talk about one, then after saying everything about it, then you can say, on the other hand, yeah? So I said, on the other hand, critics of personal budgets have raised several concerns about them, such as the appropriateness of choice. And now started saying that, okay, these people say these are the advantages. People that are against it, these are their points to say that it actually has some disadvantages. Here are the disadvantages. Whenever I mention each point, bracket my reference. Yeah, probably in another video, maybe the next one, we will talk about referencing in essay writing. So when I finish listing that, I've listed the disadvantages they gave as against the advantages that the supporters actually gave. Now, here is my critical analysis, if you want to call it that. And I said, however, an important but often overlooked aspect of personal budgets and direct payments is their appropriateness for older people, who are the largest social care service user group in the United Kingdom. And of course, I put reference because how did I know that they are the largest social care service user group in the UK? Of course, I got it somewhere and I put it about 3 authors or 3 people that actually made it clear that, that older people, they are the highest service user group. Yeah, referencing is very important. So this is my analysis. So A said this, B said this. However, there is something that is overlooked. Didn't that sound smart? You think about it. I've said these are the advantages. These people are saying these are the disadvantages. However, there is one important but often overlooked. This is important, but sometimes it is overlooked. And that is the aspect of personal budgets and their appropriateness for older people. Now, this essay actually is an essay that they gave us an option. Choose your own service user group. People with dementia, older people, people with mental health issues, just choose your own service group. So this is part of my introduction. Yeah, this second paragraph of my introduction. So when I said this, I now said this essay would therefore critically analyze the argument for and against personal budgets and direct payments in reference to good social work practice with older people. So all I did in this essay is to critically analyze the arguments for and the arguments against these subjects, personal budget and direct payment. And then when it comes to social work practice, because this is a social work essay. Yeah. So that is all I can say about critical analysis when writing your essay. And I want to believe this is clear. If you have more questions or more videos on essay writing, academic essay writing that you would like me to film, please let me know in the comment section. But before you do that, please, have you liked this video? Go ahead and give this video a thumbs up. It goes a long way. YouTube will recommend it to more people when, obviously it shows that people like it. Yeah, so go ahead, don't forget to give it a thumbs up, like the video. Please subscribe to the channel if you have not, and also don't be selfish with this. I know it helped you. Go ahead and share it with as many people that you think might need it. It could be your class group page or anyone. Just send it across so that people can actually have this understanding that critical analysis is not a hard nut to crack when it comes to essay writing. And I'll be seeing you guys in my next one. Until then, stay blessed, remain intentional, and take good care of yourselves. Bye.